What's up, Forge family? And if you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Nick Smith, sports physical therapist and strength and conditioning coach. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I put out videos every Friday. Today's topic, we're going to continue on with the Forge Fundamentals series, and today we're going to go over the oblique sit. Now, the oblique sit position is something that we learned when we're 7.5 months old, but we can utilize it now to basically normalize spine function, but also improve our sport performance as well. Now, if you're looking for somebody who has back pain, this is a great option for you. If you're a rotational athlete, like a thrower or a boxer, this exercise could be used for you as well. And if you're a jiu-jitsu player and you play half guard or you're working on your transitions or sweeps, this exercise is definitely useful for you. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned before, I like to do a checklist, working from the head all the way down to the feet to make sure that we have home-based position before we start adding to it or adding specific intent of the movement itself, emphasizing, say, the upper quarter, the lower quarter, or your abs. So I want to start off by the head position and kind of work my way down. So we're going to go into the side plank position as such. Now the bottom side leg is going to be about 45 to 90 degrees of bend. I know that's a lot of variance, but somewhere in that position should be good. Top leg is gonna be over the bottom leg with the toe facing in the same direction as the femur. So right now I just look like I'm posing, like I'm what's his face from Baywatch. Oftentimes when we're laying in this position, the trunk is going to be sagging. We wanna make sure that we're up in the right position and active through our core. Now if you can see me, my nose, my head, my spine, everything from my nose to my belt buckle is in the same line. I'm not too far forward, I'm not rounded, nice neutral spine. Now for me personally, I like to rotate my shoulder into a little bit of external rotation. So when we do actually load the shoulder itself, it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable. So chin nod, we have a load through the shoulder here, active trunk, and then all we're gonna do is pushing through this top leg, this bottom knee, and this elbow here. We're gonna come up into a side plank. And this is the 7.5 month position. Now we can start it here, and this itself as an isometric is an exercise that I would give to somebody with low back pain, or if they actually wanna work this bottom side hip. And this is pretty challenging. So being able to hold here for say, 3 sets of a minute on each side would be a great starting point. It's not terribly hard, but definitely will get you going. Now, let's say we want to work a little bit more emphasis of the shoulder. We're going to get into the same position, but we're going to emphasize and put a little bit more intent on this upper quadrant while we're still addressing and following all the rules of the rest of the body. So I'm going to go into the side plank, 7.5 month position. Checklist is being done, chin nod, shoulder in, active trunk, and we're gonna push up into this position here. Now, with this top hand, what I wanna do is I'm basically going to reach up and forward. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna load this bottom shoulder into a little bit of rotation, forcing my scapular stabilizers to work really, really hard. I'm gonna scoot down so you guys can see this a little bit more. So being able to come up here, when I'm reaching forward, my trunk is rotating. I have a fixed femur. I'm sorry, femur, that's your leg. You have a fixed humerus or fixed bone here, but a moving shoulder blade, forcing the muscles of our shoulder blade to work in their stabilizing function, which is incredibly challenging. Most of the time when we're training our arms, it's lifting it overhead, but now we have to support our body weight with those scapular stabilizers on one side, which is incredibly challenging. So to do the full motion itself, we come up, reach, and come up and forward, pushing this hand, rotate the body back to the starting position, and repeat. Now that we've addressed the foundational position and with intent through the upper quarter of the shoulder, I want to show you guys a variation that you can use to emphasize the lower quarter as well. So I'm going to show you a basic one and then a more advanced one, because who doesn't like things a little bit more spicy, right? So we're gonna get back into our 7.5 month position, and we're gonna push up into the plank position. And then what we're gonna do is this knee is gonna stay pinned to the ground, but we're gonna lift that bottom leg, or the bottom part of the foot up. Now, what I feel is an incredibly deep burn on this bottom side glute. So if you're looking for some way to spice up them glutes for, you know, dump truck season, this is your move right here. So this is the easy version. Now, if you really want things to be spicy, you ask for it. Instead of coming and forcing yourself here and just lifting, we're gonna come into a completely separate plank position. So this is kind of getting off into the weeds, but we're gonna come up into the side plank position. We'll start here, meet our feet together, and then come up here. Now, once you can get here, if you can lift this bottom leg up and push the heels together, my butt cheeks are on fire right now. This is probably one of the hardest exercises I'll give somebody. Plus, I'm working really hard through my core, my shoulders working, everything's working really, really hard. I'm starting to sweat. I'm about to eat shit on this table. So if you guys can tell, this position can be easy, or if you want things to be really hard, you can make it more challenging. And depending on your intent of all these movements, you can modify them to get the specific response that you want. Whether you're trying to address your shoulder or your neck pain, if you're trying to address low back pain, if you're trying to address hip or knee problem, you can modify each one of these fundamental positions and make them work for you. And there's obviously different levels to them, from easy, intermediate to expert. So no matter what you may be doing with these different movements, they can make them work for you. Whether you're trying to rehab a pain thing, or you're just trying to stay staying active with your sports activity. So I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in future videos, and we'll see you next time.